with your Monday Night Live. How are you all doing? Can you believe this is the second Monday on the trot that we've spent some time together? That must mean I've been home for a couple of weeks at the very least, although I think that might be changing quite soon. Maybe. But anyway, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I know as the year progresses, like mid to late November into December, people are so much busier or have all sorts of plans, and you've got your Christmas dues and what have you. Hey, hey, hey. I love that. Hey, yay, yay, hey, yay. Sorry, I'm just responding to someone in case you think I've lost my mind. I mean, I have lost my mind. You know that. So thank you for spending some time with me. It gets quieter, I think, as the year progresses. But please pencil me in, wherever you are in the world, for Christmas Day. I've got to check the programming because I can't coincide with old Charlie, can I? King's Speech. But I'm going to go live on Christmas Day this year for a little bit. And I'm not allowed to mention the Christmas word properly. I actually went and did some Christmas shopping first thing this morning in Basingstoke. I don't feel like I've got a huge amount of time moving forward between now and the big day. So I thought, let's get some done. Anyway, I digress. You know what I would love is if in the comments you could just let me know where you are all dialing in from around this globe. I would love to read some of those out. And also I noticed some of my lovely patrons who were at a meetup on Saturday in Basingstoke with me are in the house. So thank you for coming along to that. So where are you calling in from? Gloucestershire is here to keep an eye on proceedings. We've got Portsmouth, Spalding, Isle of Wight, Wales, Florida. Oh, a bit of... Actually, I have checked. I've got the Florida weather app on my phone. I don't know why, because it's like my second home. You'd rather watch King Jamie. You can't call people kings anymore. You know that, don't you? Get into a lot of trouble for that. But yeah, I won't program it at the same time as Charlie. Okay, I won't do that. I feel like that would be inappropriate, y'all. We're not doing that. But Florida, yes, I've noticed very nice mild temperatures this week in particular after you had a bit of a cold snap. I'm there. I'm always looking. I've missed where some of you are from though. Lancashire, Camberley, Surrey, South Yorkshire, Harrow, New Milton, New Forest, the OG Plymouth. That's right, Heather. Oh, Heather, it was so nice to meet you in the flesh, by the way, on Saturday. It was lovely. I feel like me and you are like kindred spirits. We are. Plymouth, yeah, triple F, of course. We've got David and Jules in Poole, Wigan. Oh gosh, Irish Blue, bless you. I read that earlier. Yeah, cancelled flight. Is that right, Kira? Oh, that's terrible. I'm glad you got back to Dublin. God bless Dublin as well. Chesterfield, Norwich, Manchester, South Staffordshire. Mundersley. How do you say, Mark? I don't even know how to say that. Is that right? Watford, North Yorks, Motherwell, a long way from Basingstoke, says Tara. Yeah, I bet you couldn't wait to get out as well. It was lovely to meet you too. We'll have to go for a meal sometime. See if we can get Matthew to come along. South Wales, hello, here comes Mr. Naughty Green. Please do. Oh, Worthing. I used to live in Worthing. Do you know that? Yeah, Barnstable, Iona. Oh, we've got ships and all. Poole, Salford, Derbyshire. Ian is with Audrey. Audrey, by the way, I don't think is the name of a town, village or city. I think Audrey is Ian's wife, just in case anyone is unsure. The Tune, Zurich, Switzerland. Hey, Brunner on tour, button on track. I'm going to stop reading them because they keep coming. Oh, we've got Texas. My goodness me, the Texans are back. Fellow base. I said I'm going to stop and I can't. I'm just like obsessed with this now. Sewage pipe burst in Heathrow. Oh dear, that's not good, is it? Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Very much. In today's episode, in today's show, whatever you want to call it, my loves, we will be talking naughty hotels, cruise cutbacks. I've got a lot of questions for you on that, actually. So I'm hoping you'll all take part in the way you just have, which was awesome. And taking your questions and shout outs, probably in the last half hour. It was amazing to meet you as well. Thank you so much for making that journey from Dublin It's amazing. How are we all now? That's the next very important question. Okay, so anywhere from a 1 meaning you need that was terrible, wasn't it? An immediate check-in, and the community are all here for you, up to a 10, running all the way to Gretna Green for a cheeky wedding you never knew you needed or wanted. Whether you're married or not, it doesn't make any difference. I've got a 7. Anyone like to advance on a 7? I would say I'm around an 8, 8.5 today. Been a productive day. Some important calls, you know, some important editing, you know, that kind of stuff. Did some Christmas shopping. We got 8s, we got 10s, we got 9. Actually, you're quite perky, aren't y'all? That is quite impressive. The leaper is in the house. We've got 9s, 8s, 9s. Any advances? Anyone 11? Anyone a 12? We've got 98, or is that 9.8? Sorry, I haven't got my glasses on, Heather. Is that 9.8? It's not like 98, is it? We've got people booking cruises. Ooh, DSA 1998 is full of cough and cold. Well, I think it's, I appreciate you being here, even though you're not very well. And a 4 could be worse if you've got a cough and cold. 6s, 8s. Okay, you're on a 3. I hope you're right, my love. Mainly I'd say 7 to 10 tonight though, so that's great. While you're doing that, can I also remind you, please do, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. It would be mucho apreciado. It really would. I think we are nearing 48,000 subscribers now. So I've always said in a particular year, I'd like to get to 50,000 subscribers. So we will be there not too long after Christmas, I hope. That's awesome. But thank you for your support. Every time you click on something, it could be a thumbs up. I do love thumbs up, by the way, on here. Thumbs up, awesome. It's just showing your support. So I always appreciate that. Thank you. Facebook as well, Jamie W. Robbins, that's my name. We know what the W stands for, don't we? And don't even think about going down there with that rude word. Jamie W. Robbins on Facebook. Come on over and see thousands, gazillions of pictures that you never knew you wanted to see as well. And the pin post at the top of the page is all the information about my group cruises coming up. Someone's just joined the January one literally today, which is awesome. And we've got 2 in 2027, one to the Norwegian fjords and also a solar eclipse cruise to southern Spain. It's going to be awesome. Cheers, by the way. Fizzy orange. Muffle made that for me. Very nice and cold, sugar-free, lovely jubbly. Don't forget I'm on, oh, look, we've had these made up for the group cruise as well. Don't show anybody these if they're on the group cruise. I don't want them to see, but I've got these little cards and messages ready for them as they board. I'm going to have a hospitality desk, apparently. I'm going to be there before them all. Got things to hand out, programs, gifts, and so on, cards. It'll be bloody lovely. Instagram at TravelBlogJamie. Patreon, as I've mentioned, we had our second Patreon meetup of the year just this Saturday in Basingstoke. The next one will be at the Voco Hotel in Southampton next year. Waiting to find out dates, but yeah, come on over to Patreon. There's lots of different perks, things like crazies that go on behind the scenes, things, postcards, one-to-ones, patron-only lives. We've got one tomorrow, by the way, patrons, and patron meetups as well. Also, lastly, Cameo, currently in the top 23% of most requested cameos around the world. There's a lot of Christmas cameo messages coming through at the moment. So, poor people opening a video message from me on Christmas Day. Can you imagine? They're like, they just want a bit of peace and quiet. And I'm like, rah, rah, rah. Yeah. You like the cards, thank you. I think they're awesome. I'm just going to show you one more time. Yeah, we had these made up. Look, it's got Travel Blog Jamie group cruise as well. Don't show anybody on the group cruise though. Shh, keep that between us, okay? Between us, thank you very much. All right, let's talk naughty hotels. So if you were with me last Monday, you will remember I told you I had been invited, #ad, just process that. I think I might be getting a cold. I hope not. Busy week ahead. Invited to Casa Amour. Think of it as an Airbnb. The UK's raunchiest, kinkiest, sexiest apartment. I don't know. You'll have to be the judge of that when you watch the vlog. It was great fun. I loved vlogging this, and I did post some pictures on my Facebook page, and I lost some followers because of it, because they thought it was totally inappropriate, even though I wrote viewer discretion and I put 18 plus in the picture. To be honest with you, I think if you are going to unfollow me for something like that, you just shouldn't be on the internet at all. Like, I gave warnings, you know. I'm good with it. I'm absolutely good with it. I was happy to be invited, and I always say I don't discriminate about hotels that I'm asked to review, and this one was no exception. So the first thing to note is I think that it's quite pricey. That's the first thing to note. I think the apartment I stayed in starts at £200. They got a few apartments there. One of them's like an outdoor area with jacuzzi outside and so on, and multiple rooms. So I understand why they would cost a bit more. Certainly, as you can have your friends staying with you. Mine was just a one-bedroom apartment, you'll be pleased to hear. So there were no other guests. And the first thing I noticed when I went in was the smell. It was so beautiful, the scent. Oh, and some people have said to me online, oh God, I hope they clean it well. I have to say, and I did check, if you know what I mean, I was checking. I felt it was one of the cleanest rooms or apartments I've ever stayed in. And my goodness me, it smelled fabulous. Like massive reed diffusers and so on. Please, if you wouldn't mind just holding your questions for a little bit later, and I will get to them. Otherwise, they all sort of scroll off the page and I don't get to them. So first of all, it was very clean, thank goodness. I was surprised by how big the apartment was. So you walk in, go down the hall, and then you've got this huge, pretty open plan kitchen with all the utensils you could possibly need to make yourself a lovely spag bowl or something like that. And then the lounge, my goodness me, a cinema couch. It was huge, massive flat screen, access to well, pretty much all the platforms I can think of. I was on Netflix and Prime watching some series and films later that night because obviously I had nothing better to do. But it was just a lovely, lovely lounge. And that whole area, actually, there's a separate table and chairs with lots of games, cheeky games, of course. That whole area was really well done. Very nice indeed. Lots of candles around, lovely drapes, oh, the chandelier. You know, if you didn't look at a couple of the walls with a little bit of wall art, cheeky wall art, you would just think you've just, I don't know, come in first place. That's really... oh, my chosen words, come in first place. Thinking, wow, what an apartment we've got. I'll take that back. It's when you head into the bedroom and the spare room that you'll notice a shift in tone. The bathroom's beautiful with this absolutely humongous jacuzzi tub. Big fan of that. You'll see that on the vlog. The bedroom, when you first walk in, you will notice the bed has some interesting accessories, shall we say. There are some accessories on the wall, and there's a pole, which is great. Do you know what, folks? I'm going to say this right now to you. I didn't know I was such a good bloody pole dancer. No idea. It turns out I'm really good at it. Hopefully you'll enjoy that in the vlog as well. But the bedroom has a lot of accessories, as you might imagine. The mattress was very comfy. You know I don't like a heavy duvet. I don't know, like some of my American friends. So what's a duvet? It was a good weight, shall we say. Very nice pillows, and it all smelled so clean. The towels, oh, that fresh linen smell as well. Fabulous. You get robes and slippers and what have you. So all good. The spare room, I don't know what to say. Well, it's not a gym, although it maybe on first impressions, it might look a bit like a gym. with like a swing and so on, and a cage, and lighting. You can change the lighting, have whatever kind of mood you want. I will leave it there. I will let you see the vlog. That was in the spare room. I really enjoyed my stay, and as I said, I thought it was a lovely apartment. It won't be for everyone, I know that. They've only got like three, I think, 2 or 3 apartments here and a couple in Stoke-on-Trent. I know it won't be for everybody. And the price won't be for everybody either. But I've got to say, it was a fantastic space. It's 5-minute walk from the train station. It's so convenient. I found an Indian takeaway as well, just a few doors down. So I'm like, yes, down there I went. Of course, you've got big kitchen, all the plates there and cutlery and what have you, glasses for your drinks. They even have little hampers there where you can help yourself to. They have bottles of wine, they had cans of beer, chocolates and naughty things, and there's a price list there as well. So honestly, folks, I mean, I'm no prude, let's be honest, but I thought it was actually very nice indeed. It would be a perfect place for Valentine's Day for the Hadwins, for example. I can just imagine them having a lovely night. I'm sure Ben would be like, no, I'm watching something on the TV. I'm watching something here. So yeah, if you want something different, check out the Casa Amor website. Like I said, it's not cheap. But it's a really nice apartment. Or wait for the vlog and see what you think. Right, next up, I want to ask you some questions, if you don't mind, about cutbacks. Because every time I go onto a Facebook cruise group, I feel like I'm always reading about cutbacks. I have personally noticed cutbacks in the cruise industry. I would say most companies have introduced some sort of cutback, some a lot more than others, having said that. And I wondered if you wouldn't mind making a note for us all, actually, of the kind of cutbacks you've noticed, maybe since the pandemic, for example. What have you noticed? And also, have you actually missed some of the cutbacks? So, for example, some people will say, the chockies on pillows have gone missing, or the turn down has been stopped on some cruise lines. What cutbacks do you actually miss, if any? And are there any cutbacks you'd like them to make? So I made a note of a few of the cutbacks I've noticed. I don't want to I was just... My attention was drawn to 50 Shades. You have a little twinkle in your face describing the hotel. Love it. Do I really? I'm such a saucy person, really. That's the thing. Didn't know that about me. And Danielle, my son loved his yesterday. Was that the cameo I did? I did a cameo for a 5-year-old, and it was the cutest thing. I was saying to Matthew, I don't really know how to do a cameo for a 5-year-old. And he was saying, like 5-year-olds are really smart. So I'm like, okay, I might slow down a little bit, enunciate a bit more. But it was fun. I'm really pleased that went down well. Thank you. Yes, Lost Ashore, it's William. Middle name, absolutely. And thumbs up are always mucho apreciado. Whilst you are hopefully typing frantically and telling me about cutbacks, what you've noticed, what you don't like, what you'd like to see, there was one question up about updates on P&O and Mallet. Well, interestingly, this isn't the interesting part, no, because they will not answer any of us. I still have people every week saying, do you know what's happening, what's going on? They won't answer any of our questions at all. It's just pure silence. I do know that there is some, in the background, it feels like there's some legal action taking place with P&O stating they are owed this much money from Mallet, but Mallet counteracting that with, well, actually, P&O, you owe us this. So it feels like they're jostling for the amounts through this legal process. I know that was reported on in August of this year. I don't know where things are now. In fact, I was only talking to somebody about it, oh my God, in Next this morning. I was in front of the, the body part of, I want to say body part, like Smelly's, toiletries part of Next. Someone peeped over the top of something, and was like, "Are you Jamie? You're Jamie." I'm like, "Yes, yes." And very nice chap, actually, nice family, and was asking me about Pinot, and they said immediately, "Oh, we know you don't like Pinot," and I'm like, "Well, I don't appreciate the way the management, the leadership operate actually, and the way that they've handled this whole issue. That's my main issue. Yes, I had some mediocre Pinot cruises, but I also had some really good, memorable Pinot cruises. You know, I don't try and prevent anybody, put anybody off cruising with them or anybody else. I really don't. I mean, I just show you my experiences, and sometimes they don't go so well. But yeah, I did a little bit of research on that, and it seems that they are in some sort of dispute. Maybe that's why they can't respond to anything. I doubt that, actually. It's a conscious decision, in my humble opinion. It will be 2 years shortly. Every month on X, I always post a very courteous message to both companies and ask if they have any updates or anything they would like, any information they can provide with, and they just ignore it every time. Anyway, there you go. Right, let's get back to Cutbacks. Let's see what we've got. Oh, you've got loads of stuff coming. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Right. Sandwich 1922. Merry Christmas, Jamie, and to you too. When I do my live in December, I will, of course, be adorned with all sorts of jolly goodness. Heather says celebrity cruises all included now has loads missing. Oh, what kind of things are missing, by the way, Heather? Because you know I don't really I don't sail celebrity after the first one I did with them. I do want to go back to celebrity. It's been a few years. I want to try them again, but I'd love to know what has gone missing. You see, someone like me going back to celebrity, I won't even notice about those cutbacks because I'm not used to sailing with them. Danielle, it was perfect. Thank you. I'm really pleased to hear that. On tour. The shows on NCL are not what they used to be. Almost no more big production shows, West End style. Okay, that's interesting. I'm on NCL in February, so I will look out for that. Thank you. Audrey ordered champagne breakfast for Ian's birthday on Arcadia, and it came with hot water and instant coffee. You know how I feel about that. If you've got to pay extra, you better provide a pot of coffee made up, you know? Oh, Audrey, I would have had something to say about that. It's terrible. Bill's odds and ends, haven't noticed any cutbacks on Disney. That's interesting because I sailed Disney, I think right after the pandemic and since. I don't recall cutbacks either. So if anyone has noticed anything, I would be really interested to hear your opinions. I feel like there's still, I mean, it's expensive, isn't it? But they're still offering quite a lot. Leaper loves a turn down. I bet you do, my darling. I bet she'd love a turn down with Robbie Williams as well. I miss those when I go on a line that cut them. Yeah, gotcha. What was I going to say to you? You're coming on Fred Olsen with me. They do turn downs, so that's nice, isn't it? Thank you for that. Yeah, I didn't think I would miss turn downs very much, but being on some cruise lines that still have them, it's like, oh, actually, it's a really nice thing to come back to. It really is. Right, let's keep going. And having to pay for extras in the main dining room, paying for extras such as premium drinks when on a drinks package. Well, yeah, I have noticed in main dining rooms there is like a speciality section, isn't it, where they've just got a few items from their best restaurants or best items, certain steaks, lobster, that kind of jazz, and there's a supplement for that. Now, that is not something that I have ever been interested in because I don't eat fish, seafood. I tend not to have steak, but I think some cruise lines used to provide good quality steaks and lobster in the main dining room, and they ceased doing that and introduced a supplement instead. DSA, I missed the evening turn on the wine waiters in the MDR, sail away parties, free room service, flowers in the cabin, chocolates buffet, barbecues on deck. Oh, wow. So many things. Looking at you, Pino. It's true. P&O used to do all of those things and more. Do you remember the silver service they would do as well in the main dining room? And I've got to say, P&O, I think, are at the top of the list, in my view, for most cutbacks that I've noticed across different cruise lines. And I think the argument would be, well, they've kept the prices down, so therefore that's acceptable. What it does, though, is it changes a brand completely. And I don't know if anyone's noticed, their prices are going up considerably. Their drinks prices, their drinks package, I think, has just gone up 12% as well. So you can say that, but actually they are also increasing all their prices along with those cutbacks. So yeah, I've noticed that as well. So I'm with you on that one. That doesn't mean you can't still have a great time, of course. And there are people who've never sailed with them and other cruise lines who will never know about these things. So they're not missing out on anything, therefore. Ian said, no option for filtered coffee room service menu in Arcadia. Yeah, they've removed that as well, haven't they? I do like I mean, you can make your own coffee on UK cruise lines, can't you? You've got kettle and all your teas and coffees and gubbins. But if you're having room service for breakfast, it's nice to get a pot of coffee as well. I'm pleased to say many cruise lines do still offer that. Jackie, shrinkation. Ooh, what a word. I love that. On the small bites and the glass house and P&O, okay, no focaccia in the main dining room, less stuff around only one person from the Ents team doing Battle of Brodies. Yeah, I think I'm not picking on P&O for this one. I think generally on some cruise lines, there's definitely noticeably been fewer crew working in some areas, which can add to wait times for certain things. I have noticed that, definitely. Moaning Curb, capping the number of drinks a day on drinks packages. Yeah, that's been like a hot cake, hasn't it, lately with cruise lines? However, it hasn't bothered me as I still haven't managed to reach the cap before I've passed out. Yeah, I mean, I think normally it's 15 drinks, isn't it? I know some of you are like, what, is that all? Whatever floats your boats, my darlings, whatever floats your boats. Mark, cutbacks, P&O. Again, we've got more P&O that people are talking about. Tabasco sauce has now disappeared for my tomato juice at breakfast. Shame on them. I mean, that, come on, Tabasco. What about Worcestershire sauce? Do they do that, or would that be offensive to you? I'm just wondering, you know. Tony says they've cut back even since lockdown. Yeah, I've seen that as well. Prices have increased and standards quality have dropped. Carries on this way, I think the bubble will burst. Will it? I don't know. It feels like the cruise industry continues to boom and people are paying these prices, the increased prices, myself included. So I'll be interested to know if that bubble does burst. We are, of course, poised and ready to report back. Anne says staff cuts resulting in slow service and staff doing multiple roles. Food, wine, waiter. Yeah, I've seen the same thing. I've seen that on Cunard, might I add, which I find a bit disappointing seeing as it's supposed to be a more premium brand. Tony said what was missing on our celebrity cruise was cleaning. Whoops, yeah, that's always a bad one. That's a bad one. Jackie, also in the Amber Lounge on Pinot, would not make us an off-script margarita. Just wanted a non-frozen variety. Yeah, I have to say, Pinot, the last time I was on board, they would not deviate from the script when it comes to menus. You know, if you didn't want certain things, like I just wanted a regular espresso martini. I didn't want sugar. I didn't want all that stupid caramel and stuff they put on top. I just want an espresso martini. We can't do that because it's all mix, you see. Pinot have a lot of mix going on now with their cocktails, it seems. I wonder if other cruise lines have followed suit with that. Have you noticed that? But, you know, you should be able to order a regular margarita on a cruise ship, in my humble opinion. Yes, if you've only... This is what I was saying. If you've... I bet Audrey have plenty to say. No more chockies on Princess pillows, apparently. Oh, Tony said Beetlejuice on NCL Viva was awesome. Hope that hasn't been axed. Hopefully, I will find out. Yeah, Half Fork will eat says, only been cruising 2 years, so can't see any cutbacks for P&O. Exactly what I was saying. And that's what they want. This, I've said it all along. They want a new audience, an audience that doesn't remember what it was like and don't mind paying extra now and getting less. That's the audience that they want. So well done. You fit that category perfectly. But the main thing is you have a great time and you enjoy yourself. I'm going to just read out a few more and then we'll move on. Otherwise, we won't get time for the rest. Menus in the main dining room, says Jay Baxter, are getting smaller. Oh, I've seen that on some cruise lines, actually. Absolutely. They're now charging for things that were once included in the main dining room. Yeah, we talked about that just now. I think Royal Caribbean has come under a lot of scrutiny for that. Correct me if I am wrong. Nikki says, hot chocolate sachets on Fred Olsen. You have to ask for them as they used to be out in the buffet areas. Maybe people were pinching them. I imagine so. They were pinching them because Fred Olsen still have kettles and stuff in cabins, don't they? Or at least I think that might be the reason. Karen says, P&O are the worst. We felt special when first cruising on them. Silver service, but now they just want to pack them to the hilt. No specialness and loads of things gone. This is what I was saying. People who were loyal to a cruise company, who have seen massive changes, not feeling the love as much anymore. People who didn't know any different, loving. Absolutely. Daniel, yes, we can do questions now as well. If you've got questions, please do fire away. Using the word question at the start is always very helpful. And if you've got any shout outs, happy to support with those as well, my loves. Okay, taking my first Morella cruise on Explorer from Barbados. Any top tips? Well, I always say this. Have you watched my Morella vlogs on Explorer? Have you watched my Morella vlogs from this time last year when I did the Caribbean from Barbados? The reason I say that is because it's such a port-heavy itinerary. I filmed everything in every port we went to, including what's on your doorstep at the port, taxis, where you can get them to from, costs, where you can walk to within a short distance. All of the excursions on offer, I have filmed those as well. So you know that my main tip is to watch those because it is just full of information. I will say though, with Morella, my tip is always to eat in the Italian main dining room, which I love. It's all included in your cruise fare, apart from, you know, those big Parmesan wheels. I love them, where it's a bit theatre. They make the pasta for you in the Parmesan wheel. I think that costs like £4 or £5 or something to have that. I normally have that. I quite like that. I do like that. I always say try specialty dining on Morella as well, especially their Asian restaurant Cora La, which I think is really good. But otherwise, just enjoy. Oh, and here's a question. Now, much of what you get on Morella is all-inclusive, including alcoholic beverage and soft drinks. You can upgrade. It was about £95 to £100 for the entire week. Upgrade to the premium package, which unfortunately for me includes things like sugar-free Red Bull and also iced coffee, specialty coffee. So I tend to pay the extra £95, £100 to get all of those extras. But for those of you who've sailed with Morella, do you upgrade your package or are you happy with what they already provide? Just wondering. Please do have a great time on Morella and Explorer and those fantastic islands. It just so happens I'm going on a Morella cruise this coming Thursday, flying out to Barbados, and I'm going to be visiting 4 or 5 islands I've never visited before, including Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, Grenada, etc. So very excited to be visiting somewhere totally different and with my lovely Morella family. Absolutely. Ian said, we don't do instant coffee. No, I didn't think you would. Absolutely. Okay. William says, first cruise in 7 days time with Pinot. I hope you have a fabulous time wherever you are heading. D, what cruise line time of year would you find is best for Alaska, Canada cruise? Well, I've never done either, so I don't think I'm the right person to ask. However, Obviously, out of the summer months, you are missing those school summer holidays. So the passenger demographic on board will be a little bit different. I'm heading to Alaska in September, where it's likely to be colder, but still obviously before we go into autumn and so on. I personally would want to be going to Alaska around sort of May, June time, September time. I also want to see some snow as well. So I suppose May, you're still going to be seeing that. I'd like to think. I think it depends on what you want from it, though. What would you like from it? And do you want to have more families on board and kids on board? What would you say about that? A few variables there, I would say. Okay. Wouldn't you say silver surface is old-fashioned? No, really. No, I'd say traditional. I think old-fashioned is a word that is, without being disrespectful, like thrown around all the time about cruise ships. And I think actually there's a difference between old-fashioned and traditional. In the same way, you could say, therefore, that dressing up is old-fashioned. And I don't see it like that either. So no, I don't think it's old-fashioned personally. Question, you can only take one more cruise. Where are you going and which cruise line? Oh, isn't there a ship called the World that you live on? That's the one. Thank you. Mic drop. I got you. I got you. You thought you had me on that one, didn't you? Iona, it's harder to get evacuation chairs when booking on P&O cruises. I can't comment on that. I don't know if it's harder. I know that is a challenge across different cruise lines at the moment, having said that. And can you shout out a happy birthday to my hubby Gary on Thursday? Happy birthday, Gary. Cheers to you with some sugar-free orange fizzy stuff. Have a great time, and I hope you get spoilt rotten. Okay. Question, will you go back to your cheers post on Friday? I literally missed one this Friday. Like, I do them every week. I've been doing them for 6 years. And this Friday was an evening where I was out and about, and I posted on Saturday all the shenanigans with my patrons with drinks to hand. So I like to think I still made up for that. I only missed one. Please forgive me. Please. Debbie, coming to London for the first time in May. Hubs and I would love to take you and Matthew to dinner. Oh, that is kind of you. You might need to send me details about that, not to mention the fact that my May is quite busy with being away. But that is really lovely of you. Thank you. I hope you have a great time in London for the first time. You might know that we lived there for 15 years. Bloody love London. Still go up there every now and then. Anne says, enjoy your Morella cruise on Thursday. We sail with Morella and upgrade. You upgrade to premium drinks package. Well, am I correct in thinking, Anne, that the espresso martini is also on the premium? I don't know why it would be, but it feels like anything I like is on the premium package. Did they actually create it despite me or something? Maybe. But thank you. I hope I have a great time. Of course I do. Johnny, we've cruised twice with Pinot this year. Positives, food in the MDR has improved a bit, on Azura at least. And they have a table of water out dockside for returning guests. Yeah, and there are other cruise lines that have water and juices and cold towels. And in some ports, they would have some little local alcoholic beverages for you to have a quick sip of as well. So I'd be interested to know if P&O do a little bit more of that moving forward. Chris says, always upgrade on Morella for the drinks. Yes, so far it seems like I'm in good company with some of you. I think they've got plenty though, haven't they, on the menu, the drinks menus on Morella, in terms of beers and ciders and cocktails and soft drinks and all. I think there's plenty from memory for everyone to enjoy. As I said, I need to have those iced coffees. You can pay as well, the extra, but I feel like I drink so many of those. Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. Johnny says, the negatives, the lounge pianists have been fairly bad and the theatre shows need an update. Yeah, I've read that myself. when I was on Arcadia, well, about a year and a half ago, I was filming and filming myself, yada yada yada, as I do. I know some people say it's not about you, Jamie. Like, well, gosh, I'm sure it says travel blog Jamie. It must have something to do with me. And the pianist started, and they started singing, and it was terrible. It was terrible. I literally had to stop filming because I was laughing. I don't know what was going on. Maybe they'd had a rough night before or something. I think entertainment is so subjective, isn't it? What one person likes, another person dislikes. I'm very weird and fussy with entertainment on cruise ships, as you know. Okay, question. Have you ever made a misport claim on your travel insurance? If so, do you remember how long the process took? Yes, I have, multiple times. And I know people say, oh, you shouldn't do that. I'm like, well, what's the point of having insurance if you don't use it when it's needed? We paid a little bit extra to have misport options to claim for. So it really, with ours, Admiral has come through really quickly, normally within a couple of weeks max. It's been very easy, and it's normally £100 per person. And I know people say, oh yeah, well, just wait till next year. You wait, it's going to shoot up for you. And like, it actually came down a bit. So, there's so many myths out there about insurance. It's crazy, in my humble opinion. Sorry if that offends anyone. You'll have to get over it. It's just an opinion. It's just an opinion. Craig says, always when PA is at premium with Morella, but now find it's not worth it with lots of different drinks not available and cutbacks, fridge and water in cabin. Oh yeah, they used to have fridges in Morella cabins, and what they do is they have water fountains around the ship on each deck or most decks, and they leave a carafe for you in your cabin so you can fill this up. I honestly don't have a problem with that personally. I think bottles of water is not something that should be happening, on cruise ships with thousands of passengers at any given time with all that plastic. I don't really feel that is necessary when I can just fill up a carafe. That, again, is just my opinion. But I know some people were not very happy about the fridges going missing, and people who need them as well for medication. You can use reception, but sometimes you need easy, quick access. Sometimes you can have a fridge delivered to your cabin if you've got particular medication that needs to be in there, but it's not guaranteed. So that's a little bit controversial, and I do totally get that, actually. Irish Blue, love Silver Surface, a classic. There you go. David, you did a cameo tonight. It's my surprise 50th birthday present cruise on Queen Anne for my wife Caroline. Just want to say thank you so much. She loved the video and we both loved the cruise. Yay all around. In that case, I'm always relieved when people like the cameo went down well. I had to do help people with their marriage proposals on Cameo before as well, and that really fills me with anxiety, like making sure I get it right. But you know what is also lovely? Some people actually film the reaction of the person the cameo is for, and they send that to me, and gosh, that has got me a few times. It really has. I'm forgiven. Thank you. Oh, somebody's on a river cruise. Speaking of which, I have just about organised a river cruise for the end of March. I won't tell you about it yet. It's not with TUI, by the way. One to talk about another time. Have a great time, by the way. Love a river cruise. Love, love, love it. Morella Premium says, Nick and Emily, the only way, no hidden costs, have as much as you want. I think that's a fair point. I do think that's a fair point. Absolutely. We've got Half Orc Polite talking about my last cruise would be a Disney one if I could have one more. I love a Disney cruise. Love, love, love. Looking forward to being on Disney Destiny for 5 nights this coming year as well. All right. Johnny, Morella Caribbean cruises look very expensive these days. I think the prices have definitely increased. And I got my Caribbean cruise for a really good deal as a solo because I was waiting. I kept going back on. I was waiting for a price discount, but also a price drop rather. But also they had like £350 off code when I finally found what I wanted. So it was a really good deal, and it was actually a lot cheaper than if I had, for example, gone on the equivalent P&O cruise. That was much more expensive, so, and that doesn't include drinks. So I got a good deal, but I do concur, some of these prices, they are increasing rapidly. Cruise lines do need to be aware, conscious, careful, and people should be voting with their feet with that sort of thing as well, in my humble opinion. But there are still some good deals to be had if you've got flexibility of time and you don't mind what I do, which is researching constantly. It's terrible. I'm always researching. I love planning. Does anyone else like planning? I love planning trips, all of it. Obsessed with it. Are we all right for time? We're all right for time, and I think I'm just like keeping up with you keep me on your toes, and I love you for that. Right, Tony, when we were last on Iona, they got a member of the audience to play the piano in the 710 Club. Were they any good, by the way? Like, when I was last on Ambassador, they got me to host a karaoke event and kick that off. So were they any good? I think I was fair to middling is what I would say. Sheila, I don't know why I said it like that. It's because you've got lots of other letters after your name, and I want to make sure I get it right. I'm going on Virgin Brilliant Lady, a Panama Canal cruise, 16 nights in March. Ooh, I bet you are looking forward to that. I do love a bit of Virgin Voyages, I must say. I haven't been on Brilliant Lady, but I know it's very similar to some of the other ships I've sailed. I hope you have a great time on that. I need to book another Virgin Voyages at some point. Anybody want to come with me? Anybody? No? Damn. And question, I'm going on Ambition in a few weeks' time. Would you recommend the drinks package, and what specialty dining is worth booking? Well, I haven't been on Ambition for a couple of years. I've been on Ambience twice this year, and I was gifted the Expedition drinks package, which means you can basically have pretty much anything, including all the specialty coffees, tea. It does also include your daily gratuities if you have one of the drinks packages on Ambassador, which I think is great. The other thing is, if you book an Ambassador cruise, I'm going to say this loud and clear, I'm going to sing it out like a canary, and you think you're going to get a drinks package, add it on to your initial booking. You will get a very significant discount. And the kind of discount you will not get if you wait until nearer the time or once you're on board. So please do take heed. I know that because I was doing my research on board with the relevant people from different departments, and they told me that's how to get it for a good price. So look, I really enjoyed having that package. I enjoyed having anything I wanted at any point. I thought it was great that it included the daily gratuities, which I think are £7 per person. So actually, if you count that up over the course of a cruise, it makes the drinks package, I think, feel like good value. Okay, I hope you have a good time. It's been a couple of years since I've been on Ambition. It wasn't my favourite. I really enjoyed Ambience the 2 occasions this year. I might give Ambition another go at some point. I will say the food, I feel, has improved over time, and specialty dining, what's the Asian restaurant called on Ambassador? I can't believe I've forgotten. I can even picture it. I know what's on the menu. I just had and posted about, actually, it's coming out on Wednesday, the vlog on Wednesday, a paneer vindaloo, and it was, without doubt, I think the best curry, one of the best curries I've ever had at sea, that vindaloo. It wasn't so stupidly spicy that it would completely blow your brain up. It had so much flavour, so many layers of spices. It was just delicious. Please can somebody help us out and remind me what the name of that specialty restaurant is called? I can't believe I've forgotten. I've been working on the vlog today as well. Mind blank. Sorry about that, everybody. Sea and Grass. Do they have that on Ambition? 8-course meal. We did that on Ambience. It was fabulous, and they catered for my very specific dietary differences, needs, requests. Have a great time. Dave, we got married on my birthday 48 years ago on Wednesday. Double celebration upcoming. Yay, congratulations. Awesome. I don't know if I understand this. How folk will eat. P&O, I'm sure the metal bottles are reused due to the amount of dents in them. Are you talking about water here? I feel like I've lost my train of thought. I really do apologise for that. I think you're talking about water bottles, though. I'm going to take your word for it. I haven't done a Canadian cruise. I have been to Canada, and I was only saying last week, I have to go back to Canada. I love Canada. I am going to Vancouver next September before my Alaskan cruise. I'd love to, and some of my American friends have been saying, let's do a Canadian cruise. One of my patrons was talking to me about his little road trip as well from Montreal, and I want to do one. That's a long-winded answer. I want to. I'm going to. Margaret, thank you for reminding me. I have to book one. Have you ever done one? Karen, I was looking this afternoon for a 2-year river cruise next Christmas after your vlog. Just got to persuade the hubby to try one. Oh, river cruising is awesome, but at Christmas, it is so beautiful and so special. Millie, I have answered that question about P&O today already, so I'm not going to go over it again. Apologies. The answer is no, but if you want to find out all the details, it was about 10 minutes in, I think. Thank you for asking that, though. Tony, better than I would have been. In fairness, everyone, including the pianist ourselves, were coming down with COVID. Oh, dear. Tim the Blue Bus, depressing Swindon. I don't think I've ever been to Swindon. Are you suggesting I don't go there? Question, did you ask the CEO when you were on Ambulance if they can start? No, I didn't. We had lots of conversations, and for some stupid reason, it didn't come to my mind. However, some of the marketing team absolutely know that I feel they should have iced coffee on board. They really should. Thank you, Chu and Mark. Saffron, of course it's saffron. How can I forget that? And also, I don't know if it's the same on Ambition, but on Ambience, a certain number of days into the cruise, they actually changed the Indian menu. There are 2 menus, but they also have a Chinese menu in this specialty restaurant as well, which we really enjoyed. That will be in the 3rd and final vlog from that particular cruise. But thank you, folks, for reminding me. How on earth did I forget that? I was there like 3 or 4 times. Master Ben, there needs to be more videos about gluten-free on cruises. Okay, hopefully people who, there are people out there who need to follow a gluten-free diet, and maybe they can make those vlogs, because I'm not gluten-free. So I mean, I show all the gluten-free options on the menus. I show gluten-free when I'm going by all the food items in the buffet, but I'm not going to be eating them as well. Sorry about that. Thank you, Paul. Saffron. Ian, would you go on Ambassador's new ship, Renaissance? Yes, I would. In a little bit of Francais, apparently. And that's good, because, believe it or not, after that terrible accent, I can speak French. I would happily try Renaissance. I would probably prefer sailing the Caribbean on Renaissance, but yes, I would. I'm familiar with that model of ship as well. Love that model of ship. And I think the interior looks great. The open decks, I think, look marvelous with the pools. I'd very happily try that one. And I know it's new. It's just started this brand new Caribbean season, and it will have things to iron out. So I'll let them iron them out, and then I'll go on it. Have I considered, ask Flo, Sea Dream Yacht Club cruise? Oh yes, I have, but not going to be doing one at those prices, especially as a solo. I'm sure it's absolutely amazing. I would love to do something like that, but I would not be able to afford that, especially with traveling every 2 to 3 weeks. If I did that, it would cut out me vlogging for months, so that wouldn't be something I can do, but I'd love to, and I'm glad you enjoy. I absolutely am, just a tiny bit envious. Tara Kemp, I'll do Virgin Voyages with you. Why the crying, laughing, crying emojis? I got to wait ages until we can go on one because of the kids, and now you can cry. Yeah, you better cry. Anyone, what about the short Virgin Voyages cruise? Can someone look after the kids for you for like a 4 or 5 nighter? What about that? I think from what I know of you, Tara, and lovely Andy, I think you'd really enjoy them. I really do. In fact, I'd love to take you on a Virgin Voyages cruise. So find a babysitter. Nikki asked if you've ever done a railway scenic trip in Europe. No, I the furthest I've probably ever been by train. Gosh, when I lived in Spain years ago, actually, it was probably the furthest. But more recently, I did the Caledonian Sleeper, and I filmed that experience. And I had one of their rooms to myself, you know, with the bunks, and you were on suite. Loved the lounge on board for food and drink, and you get to use the priority or first class lounge as well in London before boarding if you're in one of those rooms. I loved it. So people have asked, will you consider doing some rail journeys? The answer is abso-flippin'-lutely. I'd love to. So watch this space. I think they're a bit pricey, I will say that, but let's see if I can find a good deal. Hi, Katie and Ryan Adventures. Evening to you. You know you've got 25 at the end. Is that because you've done 25 adventures or because you are 25? Just asking. Book it, Ryan. Oh, Ryan's in the house. Oh, Ryan, there you go. He's just done what looked like an amazing road trip, and he did inspire me. Yeah. Ryan has this thing, as do I with Ryan, about adding extra letters to every word. So normally it's Ryan with about 100 A's. Okay, we've got people doing vlogs on gluten-free. That's fabulous. Thank you for doing that. Sheila, I would love to I would love to go with you, Jamie. Any cruise, anytime, baby. Oh, gosh, that sounds like a lovely offer, I must say. Personally, I wouldn't trust anyone that is not following gluten-free travel. Yeah, I'm with you. If I'm not gluten-free, for me to actually review that, I think is not correct. It's not. A bit like when people talk to me about, can you do a vlog solely on accessibility? No, I show people accessible areas of ships and so on, or anything on my travels, or what I feel is not accessible, but I'm not in a position to be able to advise on that, and I would hate to give people wrong advice. So I completely concur with you there. I really do. There are certain things I don't feel like I should be talking about at length, and that is one of them. But there are people out there who do it, so that's fabulous. Group cruise on Virgin. Now that is an idea. A group cruise on Virgin Voyages. Thank you very much. Crying faces up for you having to deal what with you. I think it would be a privilege to deal with you. I do. And as I said, I feel like it's a cruise line that you and Andy would both really enjoy. In fact, I think your boys would probably enjoy it, to be honest with you, but they're not allowed on it. They're not allowed on it. We're actually people saying they're going to come on a Virgin Voyages cruise with me as well. That's awesome. Oh, you started your vlogs in 2025. It feels like you've been doing them forever. No offense. Maybe that's because I knew you before you started vlogging. Do you think that's what it is? I think that's what it is. More people are going to be coming on Virgin Voyages, and that's fantastic. Master Ben, me and my girlfriend have binged. Oh, we've got binging going on. Do you know what, Master Ben and anyone else? I love the word binge. And I don't know why. Can I just encourage you all right now, everyone, please do this with me. And you might want to film yourself doing it and send me the clip, okay? I just want you all to say after 3, binge with me. Like, say it with conviction. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, binge. Oh, that is a satisfying word. I've got to thank Master Ben for actually putting that in my mind. Thank you, Ben. Ben's like, my God, he's crazy, which would be accurate. I'm sorry. Your footage of menus is helpful. You're very welcome. Really helped us plan which cruise. You're welcome. Much appreciated. You're welcome. And hopefully you understand why I feel like I can't do much more than that. Hopefully I've explained that well enough without upsetting anybody as well. It's really important. I mean, I have dietary needs and restrictions and differences as well that I need to be careful of. But I wouldn't expect somebody else to be able to tell me about that necessarily, but show me, definitely. Dave, thank you. And I hope everyone's enjoyed saying the word binge out loud. Dave, the Rocky Mountaineer across Canada is amazing. I know, it looks absolutely incredible and expensive. Maybe one day. But yeah, I'd love to do that. I would. I've seen lots of pictures and video footage of it. Nicola, I was speaking to someone who said with Ambassador, they were saying gluten-free people are well catered for. Partly in a separate gluten-free kitchen. Oh, on Ambience, they've got like different food stations, and there are stations. There's like a vegan station there. There's one with gluten-free. There's sugar-free dishes, etc. So I feel like they were really catering well for different audiences. That's how it felt. Anyway, I felt like I was well catered for personally. Maybe other people have got different experiences. Jay Baxter just booked a Northern Lights, yes, a Norway cruise in 2027 on the beautiful Queen Mary 2 in a balcony cabin. Well, that will be special. Fabulous. Oh, and now we've got people typing the word binge. Please, it is quite satisfying. Does anybody else find it satisfying saying the word binge out loud? Is it just me? And you know what, folks? On that note, it's an hour, and I feel like we've come to a great conclusion. Thank you for being with me tonight. Can I please ask, if you haven't done so already, because actually lots of you haven't, clicking on the thumbs up on the screen would be amazing. It helps my self-esteem, you see, before I head off to bed. Betty Poos, don't poo in bed. This Wednesday, I have the second part of my Ambassador vlog coming out. I loved editing this one, and I'll tell you why. Because we went to Trondheim, beautiful, but then one of my favourite ports in Norway, Tromsø, where I went dog sledding, where we saw the Northern Lights. It was just so magical. I absolutely loved editing that vlog. So it is uploaded. You can't watch it yet, but it will go live about 10 past 7 in the morning on Wednesday. And then the third and final part will be out on Saturday. Then the one that I know a lot of you are looking forward to, the Naughty Hotel Casa Amor, plus a fabulous stay at the Five Bells near Newbury, which is a great stopover for people driving down to Southampton or longer distances. And then it should be straight into the Wave Awards, which I'm going to film, and Morella Caribbean Cruise. It's all coming your way real soon. So thank you for joining me. Have a great week ahead. Please pencil me into your diaries for Christmas Day. If anyone knows when the King's speech is in the UK, can you let me know? Because I need to schedule it before or after, obviously. Do you think people would rather watch before or after the King's speech? That is the question. Do let me know. I'm really sorry I got to finger the screen. You know, I feel awkward doing that. Lots of love to all of you up there, all of you down there, all of you there, but you still got an attitude problem. Sort yourself out, my darling. Good night. Patrons, if you're tiers 4 and 5, I'll see you tomorrow for our Zoom call. If you're not a patron, get on over to patreon.com/travelblogJamie. Lovely evening. Thank you so much. Watch After the King, 4 p.m. He's on at 4, or I should be on at 4, Heather. God, you message me. Bye, everyone. Good night.